Welcome dear students. So I hope that all of you are really doing well at home. So we begin today's lesson with the second chapter on Class 8 Mathematics. That is, the name of the chapter is Exponents, as you can clearly see on the screen. Okay, so before we begin with the chapter on exponents, you need to know few laws of exponents, and the laws of exponents are given out here. Okay, so you are expected to note them down first in your copy. Okay, so if you have not noted down, then you may pause the video and just note it down so that we begin with the exercise. That is the first exercise, which is exercise 2a on exponents. Okay, so you may pause the video and note down the laws. Okay, so we have got the first question, and the question says evaluate this. Okay, so before evaluating this, let me first write down the laws. Okay, so see, whenever you are doing this problem, you have already noted down, isn't it? So keep that thing, whatever you have noted down, keep that thing ready so that it becomes easy for you to solve. Okay, so if you pay attention here, you have 3 to the power minus 1. Similarly, you have got 3 to the power minus 1, and here we have 3 to the power minus 2. Now, if you look here, if you search for some formula where you have got negative number in the power. By the way, one more thing I want to say here is, see, this is 3 to the power minus 1, isn't it? So this 3 is called base, and this power, we generally call it power, which is minus 1. Yes, so this power is known as exponent. Okay, exponent, or you can simply call it power also. Okay, so 3 is base, minus 1 is exponent. For example, here 9 is base and your exponent is minus 1. In this case, 3 is your base and minus 2 is your exponent. Okay, so getting back to our work. So as I said, here we have got the power to be negative, and if you see here in the laws, we see that in this, okay, so that is the fifth one. In the fifth law, we see that there is a negative power, isn't it? So let's try to apply this then. Okay, so this says that a to the power minus n can be written as 1 by a to the power n. And if you compare this with the fifth one, the value of n is how much? 1, isn't it? Okay, so that's why. Okay, so that's why this can be written as 1 by 3 to the power 1. Actually, it has to be a to the power n, isn't it? But n is 1. So as you know, if n is 1, this can be written as 1 by 3 to the power 1, and 3 to the power 1 is how much? It is always equals to 1. Okay, so in the same way, we can write 9 to the power minus 1 as 1 by 9. Okay, and 3 to the power minus 2. When you apply this law, okay, so when you apply this law, this becomes 1 by 3 to the power 2. Now 1 by 3 to the power 2 means 1 by 3 into 1 by 3, isn't it? Okay, so in that case, so first let's multiply this, because we have got the bracket out here, isn't it? And the Boardmaster rule says that we always need to work with the bracket first. Okay, so 1 into 1 is 1, 3 into 9 is 27, divided by, okay, so we have got this, isn't it? So this is 1 into 1 is 1, 3 into 3 is 9. Now all of you know the rule, isn't it? So in the next step, we will convert this division into multiplication, and when we do that, this will turn upside down, isn't it? So that's why we get this becomes into, and this 1 by 9 will be written as 9 by 1. So you clearly see that 9 and 27 can be cancelled, because 9 is in the numerator and 27 is in the denominator. So 9 ones are 9, 9 threes are 27, isn't it? So that's why we have 1 into, how much is left here? Only 1 is left, isn't it? So this is 1 into 1 is 1, and here we have got 3. So 3 into 1 becomes 3. So your answer is 1 by 3 for this question. So pause the video and note down the solution. Let's have a look at another question. So I'm taking number 3 from question number 1. Okay, so again we'll apply the same rule. Okay, so 2 to the power minus 1 can be written as 1 by 2, and similarly 3 to the power minus 1 can be written as 1 by 3. Now, you know, this is a fraction, isn't it? So this is a addition fraction. So you know the addition fraction can be done in this way. We take the LCM of 2 and 3, that is the denominator, which turns out to be 6. Now divide this 6 by 2, you get 3. So 3 into 1 becomes 3. So that's why I've written 3 out here. So you have got plus sign here. So that's why you have to write plus here. So in the same way, this denominator, that is the LCM, has to be divided by this denominator. So 6 divided by 3 will be always 2, isn't it? So 2 into 1 is 2. I hope this thing is clear. This is a very basic addition of fractions. Okay, so I need not explain you much about this. Okay, so you have 3 plus 2. How much is that? That is 5. So it is 5 by 6, isn't it? So you have 5 by 6, and outside you have got the power to be 3. Okay, now what is the meaning of this? Okay, so if you want to expand this, that will be better. For example, 5 into 5 into 5 is, see, 5 cube or 5 to the power 3 means what? It means that this is 5 into 5 into 5. Okay, so 5 into 5 into 5 is 125, and this is 6 cube, which is 6 into 6 into 6, that is 216. So your answer for this particular question will turn out to be equal to, one more step you will add, and that step is 125 by 216. So you may pause the video and note down the solution. Let's have another question. So as usual, so we have got this as your question. Okay, now pay attention here. See, I have written 5 square as 5 into 5. Okay, and we have got minus, and 3 square is written as 3 into 3. Now, you know what? Here, if you see here, we have got negative power, isn't it? So when you make this negative power a positive one, see, here minus n became n. That is, the negative one became positive, isn't it? So when you make it positive, you will see that this will turn upside down. See, this a was in the numerator first, and now this a came to the denominator. So the same thing is happening here as well. If you see here carefully, this 2 by 3 had power is minus 3. Now this power is changed into plus 3. So when you change this minus 3 into plus 3, this fraction will turn upside down. So this becomes, this 2 by 3 becomes 3 by 2. Now how much is this? This is 5 square, that is 5 into 5 is 25, isn't it? So 25 minus, this is how much? 9, isn't it? Okay, fine. And we know that this 3 by 2 whole cube means 3 by 2 into 3 by 2 into 3 by 2. Yes. Okay, so 25 minus 9 is 16 into, now how much is this? 3 into 3 into 3 is 27. 2 into 2 into 2 is 8. Now you clearly see that 8 and 16, they will get cancelled. Okay, so 8 ones 8, 8 twos are 16, so 2 into 27 becomes 54. So your answer for this question turns out to be 54. So you may pause the video and note it down. Okay, so in the same way, we'll take up this question, the 7th question. Okay, so as you know from the earlier question, whenever you have got negative power, what will happen? You can convert this negative into positive, but whatever you have within, or whatever you have got in the base, that will become upside down. Okay, I'm sorry, there's a mistake from my part. This is not a plus sign, this is a division sign. Okay, please correct it. So this is a division sign, as I said. Okay, so as I said, this negative, when you convert this into positive, this becomes upside down. Okay, so that's why this 1 by 4 became 4 by 1, this 1 by 3 becomes 3 by 1, and this 1 by 6 became 6 by 1. Okay, now you know that a 4 by 1 cube means 4 by 1 into 4 by 1 into 4 by 1. Okay, and similarly 3 by 1 cube means 3 by 1 into 3 by 1 into 3 by 1. Similarly, we have got 6 by 1 is 6 by 1 into 6 by 1 into 6 by 1. Now 4 into 4 into 4 is 4 into 4 is 16, 16 into 4 is 64, remember. Okay, so 64 by 1 into 1 into 1 is 1. So 64 by 1 is how much? There is always 64. 64 by 1 is 64. You have got minus sign, so that's why I have written minus. And similarly, this 3 into 3 into 3 is 27 by 1 into 1 into 1 is 1. So 27 by 1 is 27. And in the same way, 6 into 6 into 6 is 216 by 1. Okay, so see, you know what is the difference here? So difference is 64 minus 27 will turn out to be 37. But when you convert this division into multiplication, this will also become upside down. So this becomes 1 by 216. So that's why your answer turns out to be 37 into 1 is 37. So this is your answer for this particular question. So you may pause the video and note down the solution. Okay, so let's have a look at this now. Okay, so here, see, the rule is very simple. Okay, so this is the question. So what happens is, when you open up the bracket, outside bracket, okay, so if you see the third one, see here, there's one bracket outside. Okay, so similarly we have got this bracket. So the powers get multiplied. Can you see? A to the power m whole to the power n is there, and the powers are getting multiplied. That is m into n is mn, isn't it? So same thing is happening here as well. Okay, so when you multiply minus 2 and 2, it becomes minus 2 into 2. This minus 2 is like my m, and this is like my n. Okay, so how much is this? This is this much. Okay, now one more thing that you need to remember is minus. Okay, so first, okay, let me show that this will be equals to this much. Now you might be wondering, where is this minus sign? Okay, so one thing that you need to remember is, whenever you have even number in the power, the negative sign will always become positive. Okay, so that's why, see, there's 4, isn't it? 4 is an even number, so the even power of negative will always be positive. Okay, and if there is odd number in the power, then this minus will remain minus only. Okay, now if you see here, this minus 4 became 4, and you know the rule that whenever this negative becomes positive, this will become upside down. That is, this becomes 4 by 3. Now 4 by 3 whole to the power 4 means 4 into 4 into 4 divided by 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. Okay, so 4 times you have to multiply both numerator and denominator. So that's why your answer turns out to be this much. And if you want to keep this in mixed fraction, that also can be done, and you will get this much to be your answer. So pause the video and note it down. Okay, so let's take the last question for the day. So you have got this one, so it's very simple. Okay, so as usual, this can be written as 1 by 5, this 3 to the power minus 1 can be written as 1 by 3, and okay, I'm so sorry, again there's a mistake. So this is my division. Okay, I have not typed it properly, so this is your division sign. So this division changes into multiplication. This 1 by 6 becomes 6 by 1. So your answer turns out to be, if you do cancellation with 3, so 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are 15, so this turns out to be 2 by 5. Pause the video, note down the solution. Thank you very much.